everyone, welcome back to the garage. I want to share some firsts with everyone today. We got our first mail call here at the garage. It's from Mr. Bill over at Rollerballed. I'll make sure I leave his link in the description. Awesome, all-around great guy and does some fantastic restoration. So please do yourself a service and check out Bill's channel over at Rollerballed. We're going to get through some of the stuff that he sent me. And we got our first estate sale. My wife and I went to an estate sale last weekend, so we got our first estate sale pick. And let me tell you, I saved what I could. There was just a lot of damp, rusty gah in the basement, but I saved what I could, so we're going to go through that second. Let's get started on Mr. Bill's mail call. All right, up first, the mail call from Mr. Bill. I haven't gone through anything yet, but I have an idea of some of the stuff that's in here. If you remember, Bill did a video a little while ago. He went through all of his toolboxes, and this guy's got more toolboxes than you can shake a stick at. And he pulled out some of the stuff, contacted me, see if I was interested in any of it, and I told him I would be honored to have some of his tools. We got an envelope from Mr. Bill, some very nice things he said in there, plus a sticker from his channel, Rollerballed, and a magnet. So we're going to make sure we get those up on the cabinet. Up first, and by the way, Bill, if you're watching, we got to have a talk about these peanuts. Let's see here. First up, well, we are going to have to work to get these open. We've got a box, mystery box. Oh, here we go. Nice ampere meter. Thank you, Mr. Bill. More bubble wrap. Made it all the way from Bill's place to Pennsylvania here intact. Oh, check it out. Here we go. How about that? Thanks again, Mr. Bill. This one's got a little weight to it. Oh, here we go. Awesome. You know, Mr. Bill, all of these old tools that I hear that, here's some of the cars that you worked on and built over the years. I am proud to own these. Thanks again, Mr. Bill. See what we got in here. There we go. Oh, look at that. This is incredible. There we go. There's your compression readout. That is awesome. Let's see here. Compression, PSI, approximate cranking speed, pressure. That's awesome. Thanks, Mr. Bill. I could only imagine the cars that you've worked on with these. Again with the peanuts. Oh, another one of Mr. Bill's favorites. Thank you. There's a lot of these in here that he didn't show pulling out of the toolbox. He said he threw a couple special things in. Really appreciate that, Bill. Okay, here we go. And the key with it. That'll work. Cool. Good stuff, Bill. Let's make some room here. All right, up next. Let's see what we got. This is like Christmas morning all over again. Except Bill does a lot better job wrapping than I do. Part 2. Here we go. Awesome. Aha. I think. Could never have too many of these. This one's still in the package. There we go. You remember when you had to actually put the spout onto the oil can? Well, here's the pouring spout still in the packaging for 99 cents. Here's one. Boy, this thing's got some weight to it. What do we got? J-Mark Quality Products. That thing's got some good looks to it. Thanks, Bill. And speaking of old oil accessories, in our estate sale haul, I did come across some vintage oil memorabilia, so to speak. Static Peanuts. Getting into a little bit bigger. Let's see here. Test my unwrapping skills. Look at this. You imagine the work. Imagine the work that was done with this over the years. Look at that. That's awesome. Thanks, Bill. Appreciate being the new owner of it. Let's see. I think we got room for one more up here. When Bill said he was giving away, sending me some of his old automotive tools, I was not expecting to see this. Here we go. Ha! This has got some use on it. Thanks again, Bill. All right. Give me a second here to push this around and get some room. Next up out of the bubble wrap. Here we go. I imagine for a spark plug? No. Could be. Good stuff. Thanks, Bill. It's funny when Bill was going through his toolboxes, he's pulling stuff out that even he forgot that he had. Now these guys are familiar. only because they look like something my wife would use in the kitchen for her canning, but they are not for canning. There we go. Ha. Look at that. Some valve lapping tools. Got the wooden stick here. Ah, the rubber's still soft on them. There it is. Get yourself some valve lapping compound and you're ready to go. Appreciate it, Bill. Thanks. All right, now I got to make some room. Hang on a second. Okay, we did a little shuffle. See if I can get you guys to have a good angle here. I know you want to see the tools, not me. All right. I can't believe how much you put into this box, Bill. What do we got here? Ha! Click adjust. Look at this. Micrometer, tappet adjuster. Let's see here. With the original packaging. Look at that. Everything you need to do the job. Ah. There we go. How about that? That's awesome. Not often you still have the cardboard from one of the old tools. All right. Getting down here. Here we go. Well, if you need to reach something, back when you could work on cars, and you need to reach something down in towards the, I'll say the distributor, this would get you there. 601 USA. Good stuff. All right, we got one more thing to do. Come on over this way. Right over here on the cabinet. There's your sticker, Bill. All right, well, this was the mail call from Mr. Bill over at Rollerball. Again, Bill, thanks so much. I really appreciate your generosity. Just having some of the tools that you've used over all of your years of experience working on all the cars that you have. I'm honored just to have some of it. So thank you again. We're going to clean this up and we're going to get into the estate sale haul and see what I was able to salvage out of that musty basement. All right, give me a second. Let's clean this up and we'll get into that. All right, guys, we're back and we're going to go through that estate sale tool haul now, the first one of the year. And it's funny, if anybody's ever been to an old mill home, the basement is actually more fruit cellar than basement, and you know how damp, short the ceilings are, how damp the basement is. And it's definitely not a place that you want to store a lot of tools or anything that you don't want to rust. That's where I found myself trying to save some tools out of a basement like that. I'm going to show you a picture right below here of some of the tools that I passed on, and it's a shame. Some of the wrenches, they were just so badly rusted. Yeah, I could bring them around and it'd be a fun project, but boy, they were too far gone. So let's get into this. Why don't you move in closer and I'll show you what we got. Okay, so one of the cool things about going to estate sales with my wife is that she helps me look for things that I like, and I help her look for things that she likes. So in that cold, damp, dark basement of rusty things, we did find a Griswold skillet, cast iron skillet for her. She loves collecting and using. We don't just put them up on a wall, we use them. A cast iron skillet. This one's going to need wire wheeled, cleaned up, and then re-seasoned, but love doing these. So she's got herself a skillet, in addition to a whole bunch of vintage canning jars. Especially she likes the ones that were local for the Pittsburgh area, like Glenshaw glass. We also found this. This was sitting on top of the dryer, and it is a late 1800s Cresseline vaporizer. So coal tar, one of the byproducts of the coal refinement process, they would take that in a little dish at the top. They believe that lighting the little candle here and burning that would cure all kinds of respiratory ailments. Obviously, that was debunked in the early 1900s, but this was still sold as a medicinal cure well into the I guess up to the 1950s. So we picked this up just because it's a fun little piece of medical history. But we have another one that we picked up a while ago. This one has the glass in it. You would burn it just like you would a candle. So we use it as a wax melter. We've put some wax chips in the top here, and now we'll clean this one up. We'll have a little matching set. So not bad from the late 1800s. Medical device turned into a candle melter. All right, getting into the box now. We managed to salvage a wooden mallet. It's heavy. This is a decently made wooden mallet. Very simple, not ornate, no designs on it, but it'll clean up and be a good user. Nice wooden mallet to have. In the hammer category, we also have this little no-name ball peen hammer, and it doesn't have like 4, 5, 6 different nails or screws into the head. It's a little bit loose, but we could take care of that. Clean it up, turn it into a user. So a little ball peen hammer. This one, this blacksmith's hammer, I think, it's got the Atha Tools Company logo on that. And this guy, I think there was a couple other ones sitting there. This one was in the best shape. Atha Tools was around late 1800s, and in 1913, I believe it was Stanley that bought them. And they kept Stanley kept Atha, the name, for in the 1920s and 1930s, gradually fading it out. So this little hammer from Atha, stamped US on the other side, probably dates to the late 19-teens into maybe the early 20s. The handle's in great shape. It does have the top of the eye is split up a little bit. We could put a new wedge in there, some epoxy, take care of that. But you're looking at well over 100-year-old hammer that's it's in pretty good shape from a manufacturer no longer around. Let's see, digging into the box, we've got this guy. I had to pick this up because I knew what it was. I've never seen one before, but I knew what it was, and I seen Bill from Rollerball. I think he had one in his toolbox. This is a Ken tool. It's a G17 universal square lug wrench for differentials, oil pans, things like that. It's an old auto mechanics tool. So it's got the square lugs on it for loosening up differentials and things like that. Pretty cool. Not that I'll ever use it, but it's a cool tool to have. All right, let's dig down in here some more. Get this guy out of the way. The gentleman from the estate sale, the gentleman that passed away, he was apparently a fan of Stanley. So we have this old Stanley hacksaw here. Nothing special about it. It's actually in pretty good shape. So probably from the Stanley Handyman era. We can clean this up and turn this into an everyday user or give it away. My kids could always use a set of tools. So we got a hacksaw, Stanley hacksaw. And let's see what else is in here. All right, sticking with the Stanley theme, we did come across a Defiance little block plane here. It is very rusty, but it's all here. The little knob in the front here. The blade is blade's in good shape. It hasn't been abused, just rusted. So we got a little Defiance, Stanley Defiance plane to work with. Not bad. We picked out a couple of, managed to save 1, 2, 3, a couple of couple of Craftsman screwdrivers. Not bad. The long ones always come in handy. Fortunately, they don't have any mange on them. We got this little pocket clip screwdriver. We've got some screwdrivers from Stanley. And also a little aluminum Stanley Handyman torpedo level. The good thing is all 3 of the vials are intact. So a little bit of cleanup, polishing, that aluminum will shine up, give a new paint job to the plate, And we got ourselves a little aluminum bullet or torpedo level. All right, let's clear this aside. We'll keep digging. Oh, wait, one more Stanley. Here we go. Look at this. A Stanley, a Yankee number 45. So North Brothers was making these. Stanley bought North Brothers in 1946, I believe. Kept the Yankee name for a while. So you'll see on here, North Brothers, a division of Stanley. And this was the number 45 push drill. The bits would store in the handle. And just like any of these spiral screwdrivers or drills, it rotates and drills you a hole. So it's got one bit in there anyway. I have one like this. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. Maybe gift it to somebody or just clean it up and have another one. But I do have one. Let's see, it's over here. Hang on. That I cleaned up a while ago. And they look fabulous when they're cleaned up. So look at the difference. This one I can get to look like this. So not bad. Little Stanley North Brothers Yankee number 45. Now we'll clean this up and get into there. Okay, moving around a little bit. We've managed to save a couple of old pruning clippers. These guys are definitely in bad shape, but I've cleaned them. I've cleaned ones up like this before. They've got that cool coil spring in it. They'll come out nice. They got a little bit of embellishing on the handles here, so we'll clean them up, use them, or give them away. Usually when I find these, they are stamped made in Italy, but there is no maker's mark on these ones to be seen yet. So a pair of pruning shears. This might have been worth the trip right here. If anybody's ever taken apart old saws and they have the split nut screws and you need that special split nut driver, I happen to find two of them. They must have had a garage sale because a lot of this stuff has tags on it for 50 cents, 10 cents. But I've got two split nut screwdrivers here. And with the antique saws that I refinished, these will come in really handy. If you look online, I've seen new ones made. They can go $50, $60. So a couple pair of these, we're in good shape. It's not hard to make one though. You could take an old spade drill bit or an old screwdriver and file out the center and make yourself one. We managed to save one old Johnson bastard file. And here we go. We got a ice pick. Very little green paint left on it. The end cap is completely rusty on it, but these are fun to collect, restore. I like the ones that are with a handle and have some local advertising on them. So we could take care of that one. Here we've got a scraper, really heavy duty one. This one's got the triangular and half moon scraping edges on it. I did manage to find, go along with it, the large and small triangles, which look like somebody really went to town sharpening these guys. And here's the teardrop one also. So not bad, we can clean these up. We got ourselves a nice scraper to use. We've got a no-name. Combination square here. I looked on all four corners, did not find a manufacturer on it, whether it was Stanley or other. It is missing the little scratch hole in the end, but the vial is intact. Other than some surface rust on it, we can clean and paint this one up. I have a few other ones that I want to do, so maybe we'll just add this one into the mix. Okay, we have a very old, very rusty C-clamp. What I liked about this one is the ornate knob on it. The plate's still in place, and this would be a nice little thing to clean up. I've got several other C-clamps that are quite old that are in line to be cleaned up as well, so we can add this to the mix. I think it looks like about 3 inches, so it's like perfect size for working on the bench. We've got, let's see here, we've got another putty knife. Used to be red handle. It's still in good shape though. The blade's not all messed up. It just has a lot of rust on it. But it's something, we've done a video in the past about cleaning up, having pity on some putty knives. So these are fun to clean up. The wood always turns out beautiful on it. So something else we can consider doing. We got a vintage, what's the name on it? Seco, tough to see. Made in USA. Razor blade scraper. You loosen it up. Put your straight blade in the top here and use it as got a handle for your scraper. This one though, it has movement on it, so it adjusts. You can put that blade at different angles for yourself. So little razor blade scraper. Got a few of these. These ones are fun to collect. All right, let's dig in here. We've got let's get these out of the way. Some oil memorabilia. Guys go nuts over collecting this stuff. These are old oil spouts. So you would have your jar of oil, motor oil, and use these spouts over and again. Just switch jars to fill up the oil in your vehicle. This one is marked J. Rhodes Company, patented 1922. And Rhodes, actually, there was bottles that were marked J. Rhodes also. This one still has some oil in the bottle, marked the Master Manufacturing Company, Litchfield, Illinois. So this one was patented in 1926. So these are really cool. You'd see these spouts in antique stores for a lot more than the pennies that I paid for it at the estate sale. So cool to have. All right, digging down, we got another. Found this one. My wife found this one on the wall. Vintage Boston pencil sharpener. I cleaned one up. I have one on my workbench over here. It's older than this one. This one, I haven't looked for a date on it yet, but the style suggests like 1950s, 1960s maybe. It still has the wooden knob, so they haven't switched over to plastic yet. But again, lots of surface rust. And I did one of these just like this for Big Family Expedition, their channel. They, cool family, they converted a school bus into their home and they travel around, and their adventures are fantastic. So if you like traveling around as a family in a school bus or those kind of stories, check out Big Family Expedition. All right, so we got a vintage Boston pencil sharpener. All right, we made some room. Up next, out of the box of rusty stuff, I've seen these a lot. I've just never picked up a set for myself. A set of antique alphabet letter punches. We've got all the letters of the alphabet. This is X. We got the numbers 0 through 9 up here. So very rusty set of antique letter punches. I can't see a name or manufacturer on them. There's nothing really noted on the box, but it was cool, and it was one of the things that I was able to save out of the basement. So antique set of letter punches. That actually might be cool if I do some custom woodwork or leather work even, that I could use those for. Up next, this little vise. No name on it yet. Little butterfly screw on the bottom. The plate's intact, completely rusted, but it is cool. What I liked about it is it's actually got a little mini anvil in the back there. So it does move freely. Just all rusted up. Looks like it used to be painted black, but the opening on there to secure it to a workbench is large enough where I could actually put it onto the side of this bench, clean it up, and use it to hold things. So happy about that one. Little vise. Always got to pick them up when you see them. We got a little Red Devil utility knife, and it's still got a blade in it. So add that one to the collection. Red Devil. Every now and then you find things that are cool looking. You're not sure what they are, but you find them and take them. These two little things. This one, I'm thinking it's like a snap ring, something for snap rings. It is marked Herbrand on it, so it is a Herbrand number 184. So one of these little guys, and also this guy. It's a Sonnen Products Company, and not sure If anybody knows in the comments what this Herbrand tool would do and this Sonnen Products tool would do, not quite sure. This goes forward, that opens up. Not sure, but we picked them up and saved them. Every now and then, my wife found this one, every now and then you score. And here's the score. We have a vintage Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts of America, little pocket knife. And this guy is 100% intact. The main blade moves freely. It's stiff, it doesn't have a nice lockup on it, but it is intact. There's no chips in the blade. The screwdriver, bottle cap opener combination, and the little awl on the other side. So it is brass lined, and the stamp on the tang does say Camillus, New York on it. So we got a probably 1960s, 1970s Cub Scout knife. Really great shape, nothing wrong with it. A little bit of rust down inside that we can clean up. I know 357 Magdad, he's a pro at cleaning these up. He really makes them shine. So we're gonna have to take a page out of his book and see what we can do to this little pocket knife. All right, coming out, we've got a couple of other miscellaneous things. We got some nail pullers. This one is a Barkalow out of Buffalo, New York. A Barkalow nail puller, completely rusted as usual. We've got a little spanner, little hook spanner. The only markings on this guy looks like one RNG or RN6. Not sure if this was part of one of the automobile toolkits or what, but we got a little hook spanner and another wooden handle nail puller. So this one I'm looking forward to cleaning up because I like the way the wood handles turn out, and the head, even though it's rusted, I think we could do something with that. So a couple of nail pullers and a little spanner. And getting into the wrenches now. We got some wrenches in here. The picture of the rusty wrenches, I was able to save these ones. They weren't nearly as far gone. This little guy, it's an original Stillson. So it's got the Walworth logo on it. The curious thing about this little guy is on the other side, it is stamped Atlas Tools. So I know you can't see that from as far away as you are, but Atlas Tools on one side, but the Walworth and Stillson logos on the other. So this is probably one of the biggest patents in the history of tools, what really set fire to the whole adjustable wrench field of tools. And when the patent ran out on the Stillson, you'll see everybody calls it a Stillson wrench now, but this is from Walworth, one of the originals, stamped from Atlas Tool Company. These guys here, this one is a Coase. This is a little Coase wrench. It's got the steel handle, and it says, Worcester, Massachusetts. It does not move. It is seized up, but it is one of the ones that were not too far gone that we were able to save. So a little Coase wrench. And this guy, this one is marked Billings, sort of like the Coase big brother, and definitely seized up, but I love the lines in the jaws. This will clean up nice. It's going to take some work, but these are the kind that you find that's not terribly too far gone that you could really make shine. So this Billings one could make the list of restorations. So 3 wrenches made it out of that pile. And then this guy. It is very similar to vice grips, but it is not a pair of vice grips. This one, it was made about the same time. The manufacturer is Seymour and Sons. Is that right? Yep. Seymour. Let me see if I can get. Hang on a second. Magnifying glass because I got old eyes. Seymour Smith and Sons out of Oakville, Connecticut. The patent on this is about the same time as vice grips were coming out, so there was some tap dancing around there. But it is a very simple design, very similar to old vice grips. It doesn't have the quick release lever. And the name of it looks like to be, let's see, cheat again. Power Grip, P-O-W-R grip, Power Grip. So you had vice grips, and then these guys were called Power Grips. Pretty cool. All right, let me get a little bit of space here, and we got a couple last things to do. All right, we got just enough room for the last few pieces. The basement had several boxes of completely rusted sockets, ratchets and sockets. I managed to save a few of them. This one is an old Snap-on slider. I feel bad. It's got some really bad rust on it, but couldn't leave a Snap-on behind. So we have this one. And along with that Snap-on slider, there is a few Snap-on. There's one Snap-on socket, and this guy, Snap-on. I'm not a very big ratchet socket knowledgeable kind of guy, so if anybody knows what this one would be used for, please drop a note, let me know. Save that one. Other ones that we were able to save, we've got a Cornwall. Little Cornwall, looks like a 1/4 inch, no, 3/8. And it's got surface rust on it, but it's one of those ones, it'll clean up nice with a little Cornwall, Cornwall-B. And then a couple of the big ones that we were able to save. This guy here, we got a Bonnie USA. It's an A702K. It moves. It is quite stiff though. And now it's stuck. Oh, there it goes. So it does move when it wants to. This is going to need torn down, completely cleaned up. But it's not in bad shape. This probably could be worse considering the basement that I pulled it out of. So this is heavy. This is really, really seriously well built. Bonnie USA ratchet, 1/2 inch. And to go along with the Bonnie 1/2 inch, we have a really cool one, a Blackhawk 1/2 inch freewheeling ratchet. So the handle says Blackhawk freewheeling ratchet, made in USA, keep well oiled. So looking them up, this one I've seen in catalogs starting about 1947. They came out in the 30s. The patent for this guy is from the 1930s, mid-30s. With the lines in the handle, looks to have appeared in the 1947 Blackhawk catalog into the early 50s before the company was taken over by another company. I think it was New Britain. But we got a 1/2 inch Blackhawk freewheeling. It's not freewheeling right now. Say that fast. But we can make it work. So we got a Blackhawk ratchet. We got a Blackhawk socket. And here's something we were able to save. Whole bunch of proto sockets. We got some universal joints here. And different, let's see, 1/2 inch proto. These are all 1/2 inch proto sockets. So we're able to save a few of those. I don't have any proto sets. This is my first acquisition of any kind of proto tools. We also got some SKs, some SK universals, and one standalone socket. So we were able to pull a few of them out of there. And finally, one of the best things that I was able to find was this good old Pratt egg beater drill. This guy was made between 1907 and 1933. The shiny parts were nickel plated at one time. You can see where it's wearing off, so nickel plating over brass. The cool thing is the drill bits would be stored the drill bits would be stored in the handle. There are, unfortunately, none in there, but this is something that I'm really looking forward to cleaning up. It does move freely, quite a lot of noise, but single gear, and the jaws are still in place. But good old Pratt, early 1900s up to 1933, they were making this model. And you want to hear something crazy? There was this same style of egg beater drill, just with different chucks on them, were used. They marketed them as different numbers. One of them was used, they marketed it as a surgeon's tool. So if you were going to drill and put a pin in a bone, they actually had a drill like that. Could you imagine going into the operating room and having them put a pin or drill into a bone with one of these? Ouch. All right, so let me get this all squared away, and we'll call it quits. All right, well, thanks again, everyone, for stopping by the garage for the first mail call that we've had. Be sure to check out Bill's channel, Rollerball. You won't be sorry. He's got some good stuff. And also the first estate sale of the year. So we got a whole bunch of more rusty stuff we got to clean up. Again, thanks for stopping by. Be sure to like and subscribe. Catch future stuff that we're doing out of the garage this year. We'll see you on the next one.